Hey there folks, I'm here in Montgomery County, Maryland, and just wanted to share with you something pretty incredible. I mean, you can see this neighborhood, quite a nice, beautiful place, and there's lots of very nice homes, and these are cherry blossoms. That's what this area is famous for, so lots of old cherry blossoms planted here. But I'm not here to show you those today, unfortunately. There don't have any leaves or blossoms on them currently, but it is quite beautiful when they do. I'm here to show you some pretty spectacular southern magnolias. And you can see one there, by the way, next to that white pine, or I don't think that is a white pine. Next to that pine there, you can see a beautiful southern magnolia there. And this neighborhood, it's interesting, a lot of older neighborhoods in the DC area, you'll just find lots of old giant southern magnolias. And then a lot of newer neighborhoods, you'll find younger ones. And in this neighborhood, pretty much every house has a southern magnolia, with few exceptions. There's a lot of younger ones planted in front, there's a lot in the backyards, and this home, I think, can take the cake for the nicest southern magnolias probably. I mean, I've seen there's some that are taller, but this one just is pretty insane. I mean, look at that. The house sort of goes back there and then out, and the southern magnolia just fills in that whole area there. Just spectacular, and there's more over there. These are southern magnolias to die for here. And yeah, this is in Bethesda, Maryland. Spectacular trees. And this yard, it's crazy. And look at the size of that yard, and then compare with this yard. This yard is insane. It's this corner piece here, and just crazy. I don't know how they got such a big property. It's just spectacular. And I think some palms would look good with those. But yeah, no, I'm really pleased to see so many southern magnolias here, and they're just such common trees here in the DC area. But we can't take them for granted, because they are just incredibly exotic looking, incredibly stunning, and just really, really beautiful. Just incredible trees. And yeah, they're very, like I said, incredibly common here. But I never take them for granted. I used to just, I always knew what magnolias were, but I didn't realize until like recently how impressive it is that these, because there's deciduous magnolias that are native like in very cold places, but these southern magnolias are true subtropical trees native to the southeast. I think Georgia through Alabama and into the Carolinas. So these are true subtropical trees. There's no two ways about that. And they're evergreen, just spectacular broadleaf evergreens. Amazing. And then you also have Virginia magnolia, which is native to the area, actually native to the southern part of the DC area, which is semi-evergreen, but it is evergreen here. So it does retain its leaves here, but in colder places it will drop them. And but these trees just, the leaves are so incredibly exotic looking, and they're just really tropical looking. And you'll see these trees, these southern magnolias, are planted apparently like in places like I've seen them all over LA. A lot of old neighborhoods, just like here, the old neighborhoods will have streets. A lot of them have them lined with palms. Specifically, Canary Island date palms are more common in some of the more historic neighborhoods. And then a lot of streets are lined with southern magnolias in like a lot of the neighborhoods in LA that are like modeled after Eastern neighborhoods with houses like this instead of the Spanish style houses. More often they'll use Eastern style trees like southern magnolia, and just spectacular. They're planted in Hawaii, they're planted all over the tropics, and to have them growing here, this is one of the more northerly places where you'll find them very commonly. And in Philadelphia I did see quite a few, but not like this. You don't have, at least so far as I'm aware, as many neighborhoods with just every house like having a southern magnolia. They're just all over the place here. There's more down there. I was just walking through the neighborhood, and yeah, they're just all over the place. Spectacular giant southern magnolias. And if you're in the DC area, keep your eyes out for southern magnolias, because they are everywhere, and they are really, really gorgeous trees. Really gorgeous. There's a younger one there, through there in that yard, and just all over the place here. It's unbelievable. All right, folks, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. This is interesting, by the way. You'll see this sometimes. This is an eastern hemlock, and it looks like, actually, is this a Carolina hemlock? There's no cones on it right now, but it almost looks like Carolina hemlock, but it's pruned like a hedge. Usually these grow into tall trees, but it's very interesting. And it looks like it has suffered some dieback. I bet it has an infestation. No, this is an eastern hemlock. The cones on Carolina hemlocks are much bigger, but it's pruned like a hedge, which is kind of interesting because these are like you know, there's some in the wild in the DC area, they're like over 100 feet tall. They're huge trees, but it's interesting to see them pruned like that. Just spectacular. All right, folks, thanks for watching. Enjoy. Try Magnolia grandiflora, Southern Magnolia, in your garden in a colder climate. I mean, there's one I know in Niagara Falls, I think on the New York side, and there's some in Southern Ontario, which is like zone 5. So they're very hardy, and they can take some cold temperatures. And I know a lot of my friends like Sandor have been experimenting with them in recent years in Southern Ontario, and there are some hardier cultivars. I don't know which they are. All seem to be able to survive just fine and grow into magnificent trees here. And these are probably close to, or at least a century old. I mean, these are just magnificent, and it's just unbelievable how many there are here, and it just never, you can't take them for granted. It's just so spectacular. All right, try Southern Magnolia. They are well worth it, and they are spectacular trees. And you can prune them up. There's some in the neighborhood that are pruned up into like thin, like, you know, like a conifer or something. They're pruned up thin, so you can prune them to like grow against a building or like in a very small spot, but they will in their natural state grow really thick and wide like this one. Just spectacular tree. All right, take care, folks.